very clear.
Par for the course.
You mentioned FBI Director James Comey. In my hand, I have a letter that lawyers representing your campaign sent to FBI Director Comey, basically asking him to, quote, closely monitor the election systems and databases in the state of Florida, in particular the campaigns of Joe Garcia, the Democratic nominee for the 26th Congressional District. Do you find that this letter to the FBI was necessary, or is this pure politics?
Absolutely necessary. Mr. Garcia's campaign was a pioneer in committing fraud over the internet to rig elections. Hundreds of fake absentee ballot requests were filed in 2012. So absolutely, I'm going to ask the FBI to keep a close eye on his campaign. They can keep a close eye on mine too. We follow the law. But this is a major concern that people in this country have, Tom, the security of our elections. And in this case, this isn't something I'm making up. You can Google it. His campaign committed fraud. Hundreds of cases. Again, someone was convicted and went to jail. So I don't apologize for doing that. But look, I got to give Mr. Garcia credit. His campaigns are getting better. In 2010, they had the straw candidate. In 2012, they have absentee ballot fraud. This year, they're just lying. Hopefully, they'll stop there.
Congressman Garcia.
Look, again, this is what you have to deal with when you
break the law.
And it's this type of Trump-like behavior in a campaign, which is what he's doing, time and again.
Guys, we ask no applause, please.
This is what it's all about. You know what's fascinating about Carlos is that he and Donald Trump have a lot of similitudes. You know, Donald Trump says something, but far worse is that Carlos Curbelo votes for it. When Donald Trump speaks against women, Carlos Curbelo actually votes against them. When Donald Trump starts talking about building a wall, Carlos Curbelo talks about taking away aid to immigrants that arrive in this community, opposes the president's DAPA order, which would have made the lives of people in this community different. And so in each one of those things, Donald Trump says one thing, which Carlos Curbelo, because he says it in such a boorish way, and then what he does is he goes on the floor of the House of Representatives and votes that way. We've got to be very careful about this, because it does matter. You know, what we do as Congress, in Congress, is only one thing. I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
What we do in Congress is only one thing, which is to cast a vote. That's what leaves our record of where we were, what we did, and what we stood for in the United States Congress. This is the most important deliberative body on the face of the earth. So it's tremendously important what we do when we're there. It's tremendously important because it counts. It matters. When you speak out against things, people's lives are affected. He's voted time and again to get rid of Obamacare. Time and again. But he doesn't have a replacement. Just get rid of it. 20 million people losing their health care, women discriminated against, pre-existing conditions discriminated against, so you don't have any protection. This is all unacceptable behavior. It's obscene behavior.
Congressman Curbelo, 30 seconds, please.
What are you talking about? Seriously, the question was on your campaign's corruption, and you go off on some diatribe about Curbelo being like Trump. I mean, I'm like Trump. You make the sexist remarks, the disgusting remarks about women. I mean, come on, give me a break. You know what? Let's move on to something else. I didn't understand anything you said.
Okay, we're gonna move on now to our next. We ask for no applause. Father Willie has a stack of detention slips. He will use them. Okay.